Article that came out on APP. This is part of USA Today. And it's an article that says New Jersey need gender impact criminal justice statement. And this is going to drive home something that I have told you before in the past. A bill sitting on Governor Chris Christie's desk would require lawmakers to consider a racial impact statement before passing any legislation related to criminal justice. New Jersey wants to avoid any policy that might extend the disproportionate effects of incarceration on people of color. Examining race in incarceration is important, but it's not the growing crisis people may make it out to be. The rates of incarceration for white and Hispanic men are relatively stable between 2001 and 2013. The rate for Black men went down. Women are the fastest growing correctional population in the country. Rather than a racial one, a gender impact statement would better frame necessary justice from reform in New Jersey. Approximately 200,000 women are incarcerated across the country. A recent study from the Vera Institute of Justice shows that the female jail population of women has grown 14 times since 1970. The female prison population continues to expand at twice the rate of men. The demographic of whose imprisoned rate are skyrocketing isn't women of color. At the end of 2015, white women outnumbered Black women in prison at a rate of 2.5 to 1. Despite this growth around the country, New Jersey has been successful in reducing the number of women in prison. The female prisoner population dropped 10.9% between 2014 and 2015. As someone who served more than 6 years in a woman's prison and saw what drives female incarceration, I know that New Jersey progress can be easily reversed unless it understands what might be the best predictor of women's eventual involvement with the criminal justice system: sexual abuse. 86% of jailed women surveyed in the Vera Institute study reported a history of sexual victimization. Sexual abuse is a better predictor than the usual suspects for causing incarceration, better than race, 64%, than socioeconomic status as measured through employment, 60%, than educational attainment, having a high school diploma, 37%, and the usual co-conspirators who take women down. Okay, notably, New Jersey has never undertaken a study of the abuse history of its female prisoners. If it had, then Governor Chris Christie might have rethought his December veto of a bill passed by both chambers of the legislature that would have eliminated solitary confinement for vulnerable populations. Solitary confinement has been linked with an increased rate of so what they're really saying is a lot of these people that are going into solitary confinement in prison have mental illness, a high level of mental illness. All right. 7.5 of women prisoners in the Garden State are held in solitary confinement, compared to 6.9% for all prisoners in the state. A 2014 study from the ACLU found that women, particularly women who experience sexual abuse, are uniquely harmed by being held in segregation, and their risk of recidivism is enhanced. So it's mental illness. I don't know why they just won't say mental illness. Because the female prison population in New Jersey is small, 646 women. Even the biggest changes in percentage amount to relatively small numbers of people. All it takes is 64 women to reoffend and return to custody to undo all the progress that has been made in de-incarcerating them. Had Christie applied a gender impact analysis to the solitary confinement bill, he probably would have signed it and not threatened the reforms that he has brought about the criminal justice system in New Jersey. Monitoring race in criminal justice and corrections is important, and Christie should make the racial impact statement requirement law. But his recent invocations eliminating pretrial detention for certain offenders, expanding the use of drug courts, have put New Jersey in a unique position among states and changed its correctional demographics. Proposed bills of any type should be examined to see if they might affect the conditions and growth of women in prison. So this goes back to something that I brought out, I believe, back in April, where I spoke about how white women now outnumber Black women in prison. And this is growing across the entire country and is growing fast. You know, it seems like no matter how hard they try to keep each other out of jail and keep placing Black people in jail, ultimately they're ending up in jail anyway. And remember, the incarceration rate for Black men is going down, but it's staying the same for white and Hispanic men. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you can donate to my channel, please do. Peace, family.